50's Primetime Cafe. A golden era or a massive era? Hey, welcome to Planet Mark, and today in the only YouTube series which is going through all of the restaurants in Walt Disney World and giving you our own personal review, today it's 50's Primetime Cafe that's in the firing line. So go grab your black and white TVs for our most controversial review yet. Before you do though, remember to check out the links in the description below for super cheap Disney vacation merchandise that you will need. You're going to need it for your vacation anyway, so these are tried and tested and all awesome. Remember to subscribe to Planet Mark and hit that bell notification to be told of the next great upload. But back to today, we're going to be taking the atmosphere, the cost, the food quality and the overall character dining experience to give it our very own verdict. But before we do that though, let's take a history of the Primetime Cafe. Opening in 1989, it actually precedes the sci-fi dining by over 2 years and is only one of 4 table service restaurants at Hollywood studios. Seems that me and the sci-fi dining restaurant have something in common. We're both born in 1991 and we're both out of this world. Okay, so there's no breakfast here, but lunch is from 11 AM till 3:15 PM and dinner is 3:45 till 9 PM. Okay, now let's take a look at the cost. Disney rates this as a $2 sign restaurant, meaning guests are expected to spend anywhere between $15 and $35. Okay, so now let's take a look at the atmosphere. If you look on the outside of the building, you will see that it's very 50s. I mean, like the colours, the kind of print, the font, which they have it, like the signs in, it all kind of screams this is a 50s diner. I mean, I wasn't actually born in the 50s, as you could probably guess. I mean, if I was born in the 50s, I mean, I will be advertising my own anti-wrinkle aging cream.
Yeah, you don't look a day over 40.
Silence! So before you go in, before you're waiting for your table to be ready, you can take a seat in Dad's Lounge. As it will become very clear, the whole style of this place is family and the whole togetherness kind of feel. And there's also what they call a tune-in bar. Well, the tune-in is the name, it's just another bar, where you can order anything off the menu, including the milkshakes, but more about that in a bit. So as you actually enter the restaurant, you're transported into this family's lounge into the 1950s. The decor is all 1950s classic American, and yes, you can actually watch those black and white TVs as you eat. I don't actually know whether the programs are any good, whether they're supposed to be funny. I've never even heard of them, so I suppose you can try and guess for yourselves. The restaurant is sectioned into little lounges, like little rooms, again making you kind of feel like you're in somebody's living room, in somebody's house. The homemade cooking is the kind of idea here. So you're eating in a house, not a theme park. So the servers are the actual main attraction here. It's the characters which bring this restaurant to life. I mean, your kids might even be asked to set the table by one of the servers who pretends to be like your mum or something, as well as telling them off for having their elbows on the table, or punishments for misbehaving or talking bad to their sister, which are light-hearted but still they're interesting, and as well as being made to eat their veggies. Okay, so personally, this would really annoy me. I just don't see it. Like, I don't see why this would be an appeal to somebody, to have somebody like telling them off, making them eat their veggies. I mean, why would you want that? I mean, maybe it's because I'm British. It's not hitting the nostalgia factor, which it probably hits with Americans. But to me, I just find it annoying. I mean, the characters are like dad, mum, cousins, a crazy uncle. I mean, you can watch any kind of YouTube video on it. I watched one, and the uncle's like singing Alia Boa Bora Dalin Salim Hadabu. It's just like, I can see you trying to be funny. I can see maybe I might find it different if I was actually there, but it just seemed so annoying. It just seemed like something that personally would really annoy me. Maybe it's one of those things. Maybe it's like Marmite. You either love it or you absolutely hate it. It's very slapstick, so maybe if that's your kind of humour, then this is good for you. I mean, I like slapstick, but not this. It just seems annoying. Okay, so the food. Let's try and regain some ground on the food. It's classic American home cooking. again, there's that thing of family and home. And if you look at the menu, all of the foods have been given a kind of name to make it seem like it's a personal family recipe handed down in generations. For example, Aunt Liz's fried chicken, or Cousin Amy's iceberg lettuce, which I suppose like it kind of makes it feel again like that whole immersion, making you feel like you're a family. But to me, it's kind of like meh. It's just the name. Okay, so the taste is unique. It's not another generic restaurant. All the food is beautifully presented and some quite interesting things on the menu. Again, home cooking, it doesn't just mean like normal American. It is, you know, I can't really explain what home cooking, maybe someone is a cooker or a chef, maybe they could really explain the definition of what home cooking is in the comments below, but I don't really know what it is, but I don't know when I see it. And the menu has enough of a range on it so it can be enjoyed by multi-generations, from Nana to son, grandson. But let's take a look at that menu. So for appetistas, it's beer battered onion rings with a horseradish sauce, fried herb and garlic cheese, Grandpa's crab cakes, Cousin Amy's iceberg lettuce, and chicken noodle soup. Mains, Dad's stuffed pork chops, a sample of Mum's favourite, which consists of pot roast, fried chicken and meatloaf, Mum's old-fashioned pot roast, Cousin Harold's vegetarian lasagna, because there is always one vegetarian, Grandma's chicken pot pie, Cousin Meg's traditional meatloaf, Aunt Liz's fried chicken, and Caesar salad with chicken or salmon. Desserts consist of Dad's favourite peanut butter chocolate layer cake. Okay, now that sounds amazing. Sundaes, including chocolate, strawberry or vanilla, cheesecake, and Mom's brownie. Everybody kind of says that the desserts top it off, and I can't only help but agree. Apart from the desserts, though, the appetizers and the mains, not really a lot that I would personally like. I was just taking a look at that menu then, like normally I'm like, oh yeah, that looks so good, I want that and that and that and that and that and that, but not on this menu. Personally, it just doesn't work for me. It doesn't, I think there's not a lot of them on the menu which I would like. The only other time I've really had this is with the flying fish, but that's because that's no fault of the restaurant, it's because I don't eat seafood. I eat similar kind of things to this, but just not this. But I can see that it's an American classic, it's like American like home cooking, I can see that's where they're going for. However, probably the thing that really tops off like for this restaurant is the milkshakes. The chocolate, peanut butter and jelly milkshakes, chocolate milkshakes, those kind of milkshakes. People state that these are the best milkshakes in Walt Disney World, which is quite a feat. Okay, now character dining experience. Already kind of touched on this before, but the cast members are the stars of the show and you either love it or hate it. And personally, I can't love it. I'll try and be as unbiased as I can. So you've got mum, dad, cousin, uncles, sisters and all that kind of stuff. Again, they are the characters, they're the stars. They're the people that will be telling you to eat your veggies, getting people to sing, come on, eat your veg, eat your veg. Different family members. There's been stories of waitresses taking iPhones away from people, stating no toys at the table, coming over and aeroplaning the food into children's mouths, like here comes the aeroplane, that kind of stuff. But okay, I'm trying to be as unbiased, but it's hard to be unbiased when there's no part of that again, which I love. Maybe I'm just not in on the joke, but I just don't get why you would want that. Why would you want someone nagging? I'm all for insults. I'm all for people insulting people in the name of comedy because it's funny, but not nagging. Nagging isn't funny. Nagging is just annoying. So this is really going to lead on because I don't want to keep rambling on about this. Let's just go straight to the verdict. By now you're all familiar with a kind of rating system. If you're not, then go check out our other videos where we talk about it and we give other great Walt Disney World restaurants our verdict. But we're going to take in the atmosphere, the food cost, the character dining experience, the food quality, and we're going to give it now our rating. So I'm going to, very controversially, okay, you probably can already guess where I'm going with this. But the only real good thing about this restaurant for me is the price isn't too much. It's not too bad, especially if it's a character dining. I mean, it's not anybody from the films, but it is still technically classed as a character dining experience. But I'm gonna put this, do not do. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I want to hear from you in the comments below. The reasons why though I'm giving it this is because again the characters are just annoying. The food menu doesn't seem that great. I mean, literally, if you want the food, if you're really into the food, you can just go into the tune-in bar, which is probably what I'd do, go into the tune-in bar and order anything there. I mean, you don't have to be sat down at a table, you don't have to have the character experience, you can literally just order the food and the milkshakes and everything that is on the menu is on the tune-in bar. And your meal's going to be a lot quicker as well, so I don't see why you'd want to put yourself through all of that. There's all of the negativities, but we're not doing the tune-in bar here, we're doing the actual restaurant, the 50's Primetime Cafe, and I just cannot get my hand. I would never ever go to this restaurant, so do not do. If this doesn't sound appealing to you, I'm telling you now, do not do it. I mean, decide for yourself, check some YouTube videos out of other people going there and tell me what you think. But like I say, comment below. I know there's going to be a lot of people, it is controversial, I'm going to say now. I'm saying, yeah, fair enough, maybe I can be swayed, I don't know, but comment in the section below and tell me, did I get it right, did I get it wrong, what do you think of the 50's Primetime Cafe? But before you do, make sure you check out our super cheap list of essentials for your Orlando Disney vacation with some really great stuff there, and subscribe to Planet Mark and hit that bell notification to be told of the next great upload. Follow us on Twitter at PlanetMarkVlog or Facebook.com/PlanetMarkVlog or our Instagram page at Disney.Dreamer_UK. See you in the next one, guys. Bye 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 bye.